Hi, this is Dave again. As you've concluded lesson 1 of 4 of our evangelism Bible study, I'm curious to know, what you think? How did you appreciate the format in answering the questions? I think one of the most interesting questions that I would be really curious to hear your response to was the agree or disagree. If you felt that evangelism was far more difficult 2,000 years ago than it was today. This is kind of my answer. We think back or we read in the scriptures of how difficult it was 2,000 years ago. I mean, people were dying for their faith. And there was Saul himself who was out traveling from town to town persecuting the church until he met Jesus Christ. And so it was just very difficult. But is it more difficult today? My answer is no, I don't think so. Granted, there are people who are being persecuted even today around the world, but not so much in the United States. As it is right now, it is safe to gather for worship and proclaim the gospel to others. But you know what I think is far more difficult than persecution? It is being comfortable. We are a comfortable people right now as we live in the US, and it's really difficult for us to get outside of our comfort zone, isn't it? It's far more easier to donate money to a mission organization or even to our church and have people do the work of an evangelist than ourselves. Isn't that true? Well, I think that we are in the midst of that giant shift I was talking about before, where it's just going to be becoming more imperative for us to verbally proclaim the gospel. It's going to be more imperative for us to be prepared to give an answer for the hope that we have in Christ, and it is not easy. Evangelism is never going to be easy. In fact, it's really difficult. So that's why we can't do it on our own. That's why evangelism and our training is all about trusting God instead of us, because evangelism is far more about God and His work in us and through us and for us than it is about our work for God. And once we stop looking in the mirror and looking at the cross and trusting in His promises, then we are on the right path of preparing ourselves to proclaim this wonderful message to this world. Thank you so much for finishing lesson 1, and I look forward to you starting lesson 2 shortly. Thank you.